Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, GSA has a new procurement automation tool called Cody. And Democratic lawmakers raise questions about the Secret Service's anti-drone work at Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C. It's Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's dive into the day's top headlines. The Cody bot, a tool used to streamline procurement processes at the General Services Administration, is now ready for use across the federal landscape after 3 years of build-out. Cody aggregates prerequisite data into a checklist, according to GSA officials familiar with the tool, enabling staffers to see if a vendor has met all representation requirements, ensuring there is no active federal debt against a vendor and no exclusionary or responsibility cautions to trigger notifications. The agency primarily tracks how many hours the bot saves in a year rather than the cost saved, according to one of the officials. However, contrary to that, GSA Administrator Stephen Ahikian posted on X that the bot's completion resulted in the cancellation of a $423,000 contract. Ahikian said in a statement to FedScoop, quote, "President Trump's GSA is at the forefront of leveraging technology for government to produce tools that boost productivity and our employees' potential." The bot was built in-house, an agency official said, and work began on Cody, a nod to the Irish origins of the name meaning helpful one, in 2022. GSA is sharing the automation code for Cody with other agencies that use robotic process automation programs and similar RPA technology. Automation software from UiPath that mimics actions that an individual would perform on a computer was used to help build Cody, a GSA official said. Another agency source said that the Cody team built the tool in part with inside applications like Python, Adobe, and some Google scripting. Another official said that from an acquisition perspective, the Cody bot is an automation tool that doesn't need to be tailored by different agencies for use. Everyone in acquisition across the government is able to get the same benefit from the tool as is, regardless of the system used within an agency. In other news, a pair of House Democrats are sounding the alarm about the U.S. Secret Service's use of counter-drone technology, which recently triggered air traffic control system alerts at the Washington National Airport. Democratic Representatives Rick Larsen of Washington and Bennie Thompson of Mississippi are demanding more information about the use of the technology and raising concerns about whether the Department of Homeland Security component is following proper procedures. In a Monday letter sent to DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and Transportation Secretary Duffy, the lawmakers pointed to alerts produced by the Traffic Collision Avoidance System last month. These alerts made erroneous recommendations to several commercial and Coast Guard aircraft, Larsen and Thompson say. And according to analysis conducted by the Federal Aviation Administration, the alerts were produced by Secret Service anti-drone technology at a nearby Defense Department location. The confusion comes after the deadly crash between a commercial airline and an Army helicopter at DCA earlier this year, which resulted in dozens of deaths. While DHS has launched an investigation, the Democratic congressmen say the counter-drone technology deployed by the DoD was operating outside existing notifications, and that the Secret Service did not share required notifications with the FAA. The lawmakers are demanding a briefing and written answers to a series of questions. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. The Daily Scoop podcast is available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back next week with brand new episodes. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.